What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling. Wrestling is good.
Why do you do that?
Why not?
It's fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Spot Show live stream with your host, me, Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. How is everybody doing this evening? Yes, we made it to Thursday, Friday Eve, however you want to call it. Almost time for the weekend. Ready to go home. Yes, usually I'm going to keep this brief, but usually when I work out of town, towards the end of Wednesday, I get a little moody. Then Thursday, I'm like, got that, I'm ready to go home mood or blues, excuse me. Uh, so I'm get a little moody. Then come Friday, I'm all better again, especially doing these out of town trips. But anyway, uh, let's get this thing started. Hey, before I do get things started, let me remind you, yes, I am live and living in color, baby. So if you want to join me in the chat, give me your opinions of anything we discussed or I discussed this evening. Excuse me. Um, sorry, I was hanging out with some guy named Khan. Just kidding. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, if you're out there, just feel free to uh give me your opinions of what I discussed tonight. Got a lot of things to discuss. A couple things kind of popped up. Unfortunately, might have to get a little political again tonight, but I try to avoid that. But so fair warning about that. But anyway, yeah. So join me in the chat. But hey, if you're not watching this live and want to still give me your comments or just say hello, hey, there's a comment section right there. Uh, Feel free to comment away, and I will respond accordingly. Uh, Other than that, if you're entertained by this and like hearing my opinions, give me that click that thumbs up button. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and click on that subscribe button. And who we got so far here? Joe King, just peachy. What's up? Oh, not much. Just ready to, like I just said, just ready to go home. uh, so yeah, like I said, we got a lot to get. Oh, I got a lot to get to. It just seems like a lot. Um, we'll try to get through it as quickly as possible. God, I feel like one of my teachers, Linear Tech. We got a lot. We got a lot to get to this evening, so let's get right to it, and we'll get through it as quickly as possible. Actually, she's a sweet lady. Did talk nothing like that. Brenda Watson, hey, how you doing? Hey, sorry about that. We're not matching again. I got the orange Gatorade Zero this evening, and just Gatorade. This ain't the honky tonk man style Gatorade. I know he. I think he quit that a long time ago. Adding anything to his Gatorade, but so yes, see how nice and easy that is. Just say hello, and I'll say hello back. We'll get talking here. Let's see what else. What's the first subject we got tonight? Let's talk a little TNA. I need to start watching. Because somebody in the chat or in the comments later on, let me know what day, what time, what channel TNA comes on. I'll see if I can DVR it. Since I got one less thing to DVR now since uh, WWE Raw is on Netflix. But anyway, like I said, let's get to some TNA talk here. This is from the other day. Five Select reports that TNA Wrestling is planning a live edition of Impact, potentially as early as next month. The live event is set for February 20th in Orlando, Florida. An official announcement is anticipated soon, but the venue remains undecided. While more live Impact episodes are in the pipeline for this year, they will only occur during special occasions that warrant it. So yeah, that's a pretty good, cool deal. You know, they usually take their shows, and I don't see a lot of spoilers. I don't think that many people are uh, that big into TNA, but you just don't see too many of their spoilers as much as you used to. Uh, of course, when WWE tapes, they'll definitely give out the spoilers for that, but uh, don't see too many spoilers. And only, only, let's just say, only kind of follow two wrestling websites. So um, usually I either miss it or just totally get it. Joe King, I got it recording every week. Just don't watch it often. Um, but yeah, like I said, not sure what, I ain't sure what channel it comes on anymore. Do want to kind of, do want to kind of start watching it because also in the world of TNA, the WWE and TNA Wrestling have finalized a multi-year agreement allowing TNA wrestlers to appear regularly on NXT programming and NXT talent to perform on TNA shows. WWE confirmed on ESPN on Thursday. They released a joint statement unveiling their new talent sharing partnership. Hey, it sounds like good old territory days right here. NXT superstars, TNA wrestling stars, to appear across weekly WWE and TNA programming, WWE premium live events, and TNA pay per views. On January 16th, 2025, WWE, part of TKO Group Holdings and TNA Wrestling, one of the world's top wrestling brands, and a subsidiary of Athens Sports and Entertainment, today announced a multi-year partnership aimed at creating unprecedented crossover opportunities within WWE and TNA programming for NXT superstars and TNA wrestling stars. This agreement will enable talent to garner additional exposure across key WWE and TNA programming, including weekly flagship shows such as TNA, which airs live on the CW, and TNA Impact, select WWE premium live events and TNA pay per views, and turn bolstering their in ring development with exposure and to world class talent and coaching. So yeah, that seems like it's a long article. I don't know if I want to read all that, but yeah, they it does mention that former Knockouts champion Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry have uh, made a couple appearances for TNA NXT. Jordan Grace also competed in the Royal Rumble this past year. I think last year, a year before last, uh, Mickey James she appeared, but I think that was something else going on there, kind of a apology type thing because something kind of got out there. She kind of got on her feels. Let's see. And of course, Joe Hendry he has appeared. TNA or NXT Women's Champion featuring Grace and Rosanna Perez was at Battleground. Um, many NXT superstars has also crossed the line into TNA wrestling, including Wesley's short-lived reunion with the Rascals, Charlie Dempsey and the No Quarter Catch Crew, Riley Osborne, Dante Chen, Gallus, Ariana Grace, Hayden Paxley, Izzy Dame, Wendy Chu, Brinley Reese, and many more, which that tells me I probably need to watch a little more of NXT as well. Just sometimes, I mean, uh, the work thing kind of, gets in the way. So I definitely need to start sitting down and watching more TNA. So let's see, Access, I'll check. Let's see, I got recording every week, just don't watch it often. Access, I'll check when we get into the living room. Uh, I guess probably about what time it comes on or what day and time it comes on. maybe I don't know if I have the X, because I do got Sling TV. I don't know if it has access. So maybe I need to figure out another way to watch TNA Impact Wrestling. Uh, but yeah, I mean it's a good thing. You got kind of up and comer stars in TNA and NXT. It's good to kind of branch off and let them get it. Have different opponents instead of same people like every week, every year, stuff like that. Um, like I said, it's kind of deal. They used to do this kind of back in like I said, back in the territory days. Probably the most famous exchange in the world involved Bill Watts' Mid South and Jerry Jarrett's CWA wrestling. That in which Bill Watts' territory is kind of down a little bit, or a lot, or actually Bill Watts claimed it was on his ass. Um, so he invited Jerry Lawler and Jerry Jarrett to come up and kind of see, kind of observe and like a consultant thing. And you know, go watch Bill Watts interviews, pretty good. He actually says this in the conversation. It's like, so hey, they came up, they watched show, Bill Watts asked him, it's like, hey, what do you guys think? And Jerry Lawler was like, where are the blowjobs at? Bill Watts is like, talk to the boys. I'm not. That's not my department. I want you, look at my TV shows. Let's go to dinner and tell me what I'm missing. And Jerry Lawler kind of slipped him. It's like, no, Bill, seriously, where are the blowjobs? And finally, Jerry Lawler kind of explained. It's like, look, you got the toughest. Everybody. Actually, Rick and Morton's interview, or Rock and Roll Express's interview, they talk about it. Bill Watts's territory. You got baby faces, or you got heels, 6'5", ugly as shit. Baby faces, 6'5", ugly as shit. Toughest guys in the world, but nobody's kind of bringing the young audience in, and that's when Bill Watts got Ricky and Robert Rock and Roll Express, Bob Eaton, Dennis Condrey, Jim Cornette, Bill Dundee to book, kind of get small at the time, because I think Robert Gibson was like at least 6 foot. Uh, younger talent, kind of smaller guys, a little more athletic, kind of blend in with these bigger guys, and of course you had a lot of the, especially with the Rock and Roll Express. I mean, of course, when Rock and Roll and Midnight got together, it's like kind of even, but had great matches, of course. And then you had Rock and Roll Express, who can sell their ass off for these heels and these this young crowd that kind of mostly young girls. They love the Rock and Roll Express. Um, you know, went in and were like ready to beat up the heels, and some of the guys too. But I'm for sure it's nothing like that. But still, it I can see say, hey, like this Joe Hendry guy on NXT, about a few months, we'll build you up, maybe give you like a North American title reign or something like that, and see how you get over it, and we'll send you back, and that improves the NXT product or the TNA product as well. Um, Same as and NXT can send back Ethan Page, kind of pop their territory a little bit or pop their program a little bit. So yeah, it could be definitely a win-win situation. Helps all these young wrestlers learn and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for them both. Um, Karen Poole? Hey, um, now is it really the same as New Japan and A&E? Not quite, since usually the established people kind of do come to um, AEW, and sometimes like the Young Bucks or um, Kenny Omega. They they were stars there too. So eh, it's more like New Japan. You can almost say Independence plus New Japan plus some ex WWE people made up AEW. Um, is it really a forbidden? I mean, so it's kind of hard to say if it's really a forbidden door since they're all familiar with each other. So, and of course, like I said, WCW did before. Uh, the old territories will bring Japanese wrestlers all the time for shows and stuff like that. So, uh, it's one of those things kind of been done. And again, this has kind of been done too. It back in the day, back in the territory days, but uh, good opportunity for everybody. I mean, like kind of like a, AEW, you got the Japanese coming in and get some United States exposure. Uh, AEW and TNA or one it's called Impact did work together before, but um, it's kind of a one sided deal almost. But and I'm pretty sure some of this is going to be the same way. But um, but we'll def- we'll definitely see how things go. I mean, it's not like let's see who was uh, sh- um, who's that guy now? Um, who's the TNA or NXT champion now? Uh, or at the time you had Braun Breaker. It wasn't like Braun Breaker was going on TNA and beating everybody and winning being the TNA Impact champion. But kind of like that's what AEW did with them. But anyway, I digress. Phone's going off. Who is it? Nobody cares. Nobody important. And we're good. So let's keep things going. Let's see. When I get to this next story, like I said, I understand nobody wants to hear about politics and stuff like that, but this has a little good bit of politics into it. So it's been popping off, and by golly, I didn't feel like typing responses on the internet, so I figured why not I just come on here and give my opinion on this live and in living color, baby. Speaking of TNA, Jada Parker, superstar in TNA, real name Tiana Lillian Marie Caffey, uh, born in Fort St. Lucie, Florida, cousin of Jason Gaffrey. He used to be a player for the Chicago Bulls. Uh, went to college at Louisiana State University. Played soccer for the Lady Tigers. Was called up to play for the USA U17 national soccer team as well. So she is a legit athlete. Let me very much point that out. She is a legit female athlete. Anyway, so she was on social media, and what that there was a little, and I can't believe this was actually. This is where I'll get to more later, but anyway, there's a nice little vote in the House of Representatives about uh, biological men not being able to play in biological female sports and being allowed in their locker rooms, which uh, Miss Parker liked. She went to her Instagram and I guess she it got posted on the Instagram and she clicked like to it. She totally agrees with it. And of course she got some backlash from that. Why I have no idea. Again, she is a legit female athlete. Um, to where she wants, she she's not trans. Let's go ahead and say it. She's not trans. She's 100% woman, 100% female, and she is built to compete with other women. Now, she liked this, and of course, she got a bunch of backlash, in which she wind up, finally, responded to some of the backlash. She said, "Don't get nothing twisted. I support the LGBTQ community, but I am a woman who also played D1 sports And if y'all can't understand that, I don't know what else to tell you, which is a great response. There's no, because I just read a story where uh, a female volleyball team was facing another supposed to be female volleyball team, but they had a biological man, trans, whatever, playing on the team. The ball got up, he spiked it, gave her a concussion. Um, it's it spiked her, hit her, hard in the face, and gave this young lady a concussion. I remember the whole article. I think kind of kind of ended her career as a college volleyball player. And kind of hopes, competing in a sport she loved and was good at, you know, good enough to be on that college level anyway. And it's dashed just like that because some fucking dude um, couldn't make it in man's sport, so he decides he wants to claim to be a fucking woman, and he's out here hurting other females. Sorry, didn't mean to kind of get on the angry soapbox there, but and that's just what it is. I mean, let me go ahead and set the record straight. If you're a consenting adult or adults, I don't care what you do at home. You go love who you want to, yada yada yada. Be who you want to. Um, what kind of like what sci-fi conventions. There's a lot of cosplayers, people in the stormtrooper suits, uh, and great looking Spider-Man, Superman, whatever comic super hero you can think of, uh, and they do that. So if you want to go to the drag, if you're an adult, want to go to drag shows and stuff like, hey, it's your lifestyle. That's not me to judge. Go at it. It's not affecting me either way. But when you're wanting to use that lifestyle as a way to um, achieve your perverse fantasies or achieve, you know, at this point, let's, you know, to keep the subject clear, to achieve sports dreams that you couldn't fucking achieve when you're a man or when you're competing with other men. That you want to go out here and compete with these other girls. Sometimes yes, volleyball can get kind of rough, and you know what, basketball can be kind of rough. I mean, I would hate it. I would hate it. I mean, yes, they got fouls and shit like that. I get it. Soccer again. I mean, she was a soccer player. There are times where soccer can get a little physical. Yes, I'll be I'll admit to. There's been a lot of times I've seen soccer players flop, like I did basketball players. I've seen basketball players flop, but there's a lot of them that don't. So imagine let's see. Let me go back to her profile here. So, Miss Parker, she is 5'7", 153 pounds. So imagine a say a 5'10" man who's probably about 200 pounds, full of testosterone. You know, I don't know what they call it in soccer. I know they call it, like a hard check in basketball. So I'm not sure what they call it in soccer, but basically, a hard check is a hard check in basketball when you really level another player. That shit happens in soccer. So imagine, okay, if you're a parent, you got a young daughter out there playing sports, young teenage daughter or a college daughter, and some fucking goddamn, you know, say 5'10", 6 foot tall, 200-pound guy, but he has a nice wig. He's taking the female hormones or whatever. He's still full of fucking testosterone. Fucking levels your fucking daughter. That's bullshit. So yes, I understand completely that this young lady who, again, she admitted, she told it, and she's a legit college athlete, a guy in professional wrestling, played D1 sports, plays soccer, and she don't want to share a fucking locker room with a fucking dude or have to compete and worry about being, you know, hurt by another fucking dude. It's pathetic. I mean, this is one of those things. It's fucking pathetic that this even went to a damn vote. This is called common goddamn sense. It's kind of like, what is it? When they talked about, uh, parents giving kids these fucking hormone things because they're 6 years old and think, oh, yeah, I'm a little boy, but I think I'm really a little girl. You're fucking 6 year old. You don't know what the fuck you want. You know what? I used to put a little I used to walk around my fucking underwear. I was a incredible fucking Hulk. Sometimes I would walk around my fucking underwear when I was six or whatever. I was a fucking pro wrestler. But, or put a little sheet over me and I was Superman. Guess what? My parents wouldn't let me jump off the fucking damn porch and because I thought I could fucking fly. They're like, no, don't do that. But nowadays, it seems like parents will let their fucking kids jump just to get some fucking PR. It's bullshit. And these things should be common sense. This is a waste of fucking government time, taxpayer money. This shouldn't even be brought up. It's common fucking sense. It shouldn't have been allowed to begin with. But no, we gotta waste taxpayer fucking money for these goddamn politicians to write a damn bill out and say, no, it's not really a good fucking idea for biological men to share locker rooms and compete in female fucking sports. And I mean, like I said, only two. Did I see that right? Only two Democrats voted for it, or yeah, two Democrats voted for it. But yeah, like I said, this is sorry. Like I said, I don't mean to get on so much, but like I said, this is a waste of tax dollar fucking money. I know if I was a parent of a little girl and I seen uh Henry trying to be Harriet out there competing and trying to compete and knocking down girls and stuff like that because he can't fucking cut it, competing with boys, I'd be pretty fucking pissed off. And like that talking about the young lady who was a volleyball player. It had to take some really lesson for having the restraint not to take his hand and just wrap around that dude's fucking throat and punch his fucking lights out. Uh, sorry. I know this is supposed to be wrestling, not politics, but uh, it's kind of like last week. The shit kind of got intertwined together a little bit, but and yes, I'm going to the soapbox about this is should be common sense. Uh, Waste of taxpayers' money because this, like I said, this shouldn't be discussed. So yeah, uh, any of you ladies out there, hey, give me your opinion. Would you, if you were an athlete or if you're not are an athlete, would you want a biological fucking dude coming to your locker room, competing in your sports? Hey, you might have been if that imagine if you're competing in the same position as that dude, which you know, no offense, not to sound chauvinistic or anything like that, but yes, a fucking male who is trained to compete in a sport same as a female, 9 times out of 10, I think will fucking win out. So imagine you're a female, you're trying to compete for a position, but lose out to a fucking dude when you're supposed to be all female. That's that's fucking retarded. Joking. Ah, okay, now we got that out of my damn system. Did I say fuck enough times? Sorry. Usually, if I get upset, I say fuck. And yes, if you want to, you can clip it, share it with your friends. Let's see, Joe King. Ah, now I'm fired up. I'm wide awake now. Let's go. Joe King. I can't understand how this transgender in sports is even a thing. Exactly. I don't understand it. It's ridiculous. I mean, one person somehow got a pass, and now I won't say a huge flock of them, but and I think let's see if I remember it. Somebody actually put. I mean, I don't know how true these numbers are. Like 0.6%. That's 0.6% of adults are supposedly transgender. So how is that? Is all 0.6% all competing in female sports? And if you ever noticed too, have you noticed this that women who transition to men are not trying to compete in men's sports? Have y'all noticed that? Or am I the only one fucking noticed that? I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Anyway, so yes, especially if there's any more ladies out there, you want to chime in and give me your opinion of it. I mean, if you're an athlete, would you want to try to uh, uh, have to try to fear losing your spot or losing yes, I think you reached your limit on f bombs. Let me see if I'm even on YouTube. Am I still Well, apparently I'm still on YouTube because you kind of responded. So if you if I get any of y'all got my phone number, um, text me if I get bleeped out. So, but like I said, uh, that's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. I hope hopefully uh this young lady, uh, Jada Parker, and I don't know what her political ideology is. Could be like J.K. Rawlings, um, or Rowling. Uh, she's not a Trump supporter. She's not a Republican. Actually, as far as left wing politics, she's probably agrees with them 100% on everything except for one thing. Except for one thing, and that's the whole transgender thing. And they trying to cancel her out. But lucky for J.K. Rowling, I'm going to steal a line from another YouTube podcast. Um, Not only does J.K. Rowling got one more F you money, fuck you money, she also has shut the fuck up money. But regardless of her, hopefully, as she stays strong on her belief of that, it's not really a belief, but hopefully, this young lady, Jada Parker, uh, Chiana Caffey, if I pronounced that right. Doesn't even have the abbreviation on Wikipedia no more. You cocksuckers. But hopefully she stays strong and don't bend the knee and say apologize. She ain't got nothing to apologize for. Like I said, what people do in their own homes and what they want to do, who they want to bed with or whatever you want to call it. Um, that has no effect on me. Has no effect on anybody else. As long as they're consenting, everybody's consenting to it and whatnot. Takes me no way. Shouldn't be shoved in my face or anything like that. If I meet somebody, say, hey, I'm Frederick. I'm gay. It's like, hey, I'm on. Straight. I don't give a shit. Um, because I mean, like I said, it's 2025. We're gonna keep going up the years. It's just nobody's business. What people do in their own homes, it's their business. And the subject. Let's talk about wrestling. And speaking of rumors, uh, apparently the whole like I said, cut. We're going back to wrestling. But if any of you females want to keep commenting on this subject, um, go ahead, keep commentating. I'll respond back in the end. Or if you're not watching this live and want to chime in on the comments, go ahead, be my guest, and I'll respond as quickly and as thoroughly as I can. Anyway, Malachi Black. I guess we mentioned this last week. Um, so yes, joking thinks I've reached the limit, my limit of bonds, but he understands. That's great. Good. Kayfabe here, joking. We've hung out before, and he knows I can drop more f bombs. He's ridden with me before. He knows I can drop plenty of f bombs and say a bunch of other dirty words. I'll even come up with new dirty words to say when I'm driving and somebody cuts me off and all that good stuff. I won't go or anything like that. Anybody who's ever rode with me will uh definitely definitely gonna tell you that. Anyway, Malachi Black. Recent reports that Malachi Black is done with AEW and may return to the WWE as a free agent. Of course, excuse me, this is Dave Meltzer. He shared his insight about this situation. Uh, According to Dave Meltzer, in his words, he's gone. He's not going to be on TV again, most likely. As funny, as talented as he is, everyone I've asked about it, they all kind of have the same story, and it's kind of like good. So whatever that's worth, I think I just read another article where supposedly him and Tony Khan were professional, but they just didn't have a good rapport with each other. Um, so that could be the thing. And sometimes he was reluctant to put certain guys over. Supposedly, like I said, this is all hearsay, rumor and innuendo, maybe some truth behind it. I don't know. Not there. Um, anyway, back to Dale Meltzer. I think whatever it is, there are people that had that feeling. He did work hard in his matches. I'm not saying he didn't, but he wanted to go back to WWE, and I think it was very clear he wanted to go back. Once you get that thing where you want to go back, it doesn't work out to put out you on doesn't work out to put you on TV or anything like that. Especially if you're not comfortable losing, it makes it a lot worse. Of course, I just mentioned that part. This shows a mixed acknowledgement of his talents and an understanding that his desire is to return to WWE. Um, and what I said, what I read a while ago, kind of reluctant, didn't have a good rapport with Tony Khan, and uh, and people in WWE kind of see him as a top guy. When he was in the WWE and NXT, Triple H, Paul Levesque booked him good. I think he was a I think he's a hell of a talent. Of course, his wife still works for the WWE. It's Zelina Vega. Uh, if it's not the F bomb, it's the GDs that will get you. Yeah, yeah. Hey, sometimes I got. Sometimes if I'm just really, let's just say passionate, I do drop a few GDs. Just don't tell my aunt; she'll whoop me. She'll give me a whooping. So yeah, if any other family members are watching this, don't share that part with Aunt Inez. She'll give me a whooping. Excuse me, thirsty now. But yeah, so they see him as a top talent, so he's probably going to come back. He pushed as top talent. He was uh, one of Paul Levesque, Triple H's favorites. So why not go back there? Um, I don't think they really want to get rid of him. I think it was one of those either cost cutting things or just they really they probably see him as a top guy, but they kind of had a lot of top guy you know uh, involvement going. They really, I mean, which is understandable. I mean, if you do not have anything to do for a certain talent, why bring them in? I mean, I understand. I guess competition wise, you want to get a talent for another piece of talent, or another company gets that talent, but Brenda will too. Anyway, uh, but, sorry. Um, but yeah, going back to wrestling. Um, s- Instead of talking about my French, if you will. Uh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, he's a hell of a talent. I think at the time is one of those, I think it's around the pandemic too, where they was reluctantly to cut anybody or a little after, because every year they're gonna cut a bunch of people. Um, I guess I think they did bring him up to the main roster, but then didn't really have anything for him. So you kind of understand that part. Speaking of which, AEW, um, which I forgot to mention. We'll talk about that. Didn't see Ray Phoenix again. Figure we see Ray Phoenix on TV soon. Is he still hurt? I know he's still under contract. Tony Khan's using that on the time he was injured to make up the time. But anyway, like I said, would like to see Aleister Black and back in the WWE. I like the House of Black in AEW. They were cool, but uh, and I see on TV where they're kind of like trying to get Brody King and Julia Hart and Buddy Matthews to separate themselves from Malachi Black. But hey, if he doesn't show up, I mean, if he's not going to show up again, there's kind of no use of talking about him. But anyway, let's go back. I got one more story. Speaking of former AEW talent and TNA talent, Lucha Underground talent, uh, Penta made his debut on Raw this Monday. If you didn't see that match, it was a very good match. It was against Chad Gable, perfect opponent for him. Uh, that Chad Gable, that dude could work with anybody, have good matches uh, with anybody. Let's see. Let's go back to the other one. I don't think AEW knows what to do with characters like nah. I think they just keep signing people, signing people, signing people, signing people, signing people, signing people. Just to sign people, with no idea of what to really do with anybody. Just don't. I mean, look at what they're you know with Ricochet. This guy's supposed to be like depends on who you listen to, which I think is a hell of a talent in the ring, but not that good on the mic or anything else. But regardless, he was sprung in as kind of a big deal. Was been at Casino Battle Royal, or not Battle Royal, but Gauntlet match at All In, and but now he's kind of got punked out by the Hurt Syndicate, which I could see him with them. Might worked out pretty good. Then one week came out and attacked Swerve Strickland with a pair of scissors. Then this week he gets in the ring, gets booed. Everybody starts talking about whose house, Swerve's house. Kept chanting that. Which yes, go by the way, AEW Dynamite recap show is available. Watch it after this, of course. Um, but then Prince Nana comes in the ring and it's Ricochet in the back. Only thing Ricochet did say was, "Picture's worth 1,000 words." The picture was there for maybe 5 seconds. Then that's when Swerve's music hits. Ricochet was, that was focused on the entrance, but that's when Prince Nana came from behind, hit him with a chair. Then Swerve finally came out with a big chain and chased Ricochet out of the building. So, and now here's this supposed to be this literally a blood feud going on here, and their match is going to be on February 5th, I believe, in Atlanta. Which, by the way, is at the I think it's called the Gateway, and it's in College Park. Uh, Definitely not gonna be able to make that because that's because I'm working in South Carolina. It's 2.5 hours to Akira Tozawa is the face of the WWE. What's up, Darren? El Ciro Miedo. But um, but anyway, yeah. So College Park is South Atlanta. It's 2.5 hours just to get to Duluth from here, from where I'm working at. It's going to count Atlanta traffic going through that. It'd probably take me 3, and that's being nice because it is Atlanta. If you know Atlanta traffic, go through Atlanta, you know what I'm talking about. Um, so yeah, I'm not going to make it to that one. Not saying I would have made it if it was at Gas South Arena in Duluth, uh, but definitely not going to make that one because this is even a solid probably hour from where I live in Georgia. So I mean, and Gas South Arena is probably about 30 minutes, and probably had the option either after if it was at Gas South, I could have possibly drove back or drove back to my house to get up at 5 and drove back up here. Uh, but yes, Penta came in. Like I said, great match. Kind of had one little slip up, but everybody's gonna have slip ups. Um, and he actually did a whole lot more selling than um, we should see him from Penta, especially AEW. Uh, yeah, Dar- Darian uh, says Kira Tozawa is the face of WWE. The power of Tozawa. Has he? Or if he's put his name into the Royal Rumble yet? Wouldn't that be funny? Here's Seth Rollins, here's CM Punk fighting, and here comes Tozawa to eliminate them both. That would be freaking awesome. But yeah, like you said, Joe, I don't know if they know what to do with most of the talent they bring in anyway. I'm not saying I'm 100% sure WWE knows, um, but I would I would I would think that WWE probably has more of a plan to how to use talent when they get talent in than obviously AEW does. Um, I have more confidence right now in WWE than I do AEW. Um, but I mean, that's the way. If I was in that situation, if I was like a head booker and or owner, promoter, whatever you want to call it, and they say, "Hey, I got this talent here." First thing I would ask would be like, "Okay, do y'all know what to do with that talent?" I mean, be not, you know, be nice to have that talent, but if we ain't got nothing for that talent right now, it's not the time to bring the person in, unless we do got a plan for this person, and we got some other talent to line them up with, have some feuds with, and see what happens. Um, but AEW is not that. um, like I said, they did that little like it'll be a few could have been a pay per view match, but now it's gonna be on Dynamite and on February 5th. Speaking of controversial people this week in the WWE, Corey Graves. Apparently, he got a little bit. So basically, they brought back Pat McAfee, Wade Barrett, and Joe. I forgot his name. Uh, the commentator team I do like. I thought they were great together. Wish they had kept them on Raw when they went to went to Netflix. They're on SmackDown now. But now Raw's got Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, which left Corey Graves apparently demoted to NXT. So he sent out this tweet. Imagine chasing your dream, then being told, not deciding that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dreams. Then you dedicate your life to something dream adjacent and being pretty effing, I said effing, awesome at it. And then when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being told you're not famous enough for your own job. Just in case you wonder where I've been, after not appearing on the January 14th edition, small eight. Okay, anyway, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's what he tweeted. So after not appearing on the January 14th edition of, I guess, NXT, there was a small debut on Corey Graves, and he did he posted another tweet saying he's got a lot to say, so tune in to NXT. Then I guess somebody told him not to appear on NXT. This ain't time to replace. Um, a small update on Corey Graves. This was of yesterday. This week, episode of Speed. He expressed frustrations on Twitter about his shift from SmackDown to NXT and announced during New Year's Evil on January 7th. Despite hinting he had a lot to say before NXT, he was absent from the show, raising questions about his status for January 15th edition of a WWE Speed, which he has not commentated on since its start. In its place, Blake Howard commentated on the match between Chad Gable and NXT star Charlie Dempsey, recorded during January 10th, WWE SmackDown. This marked Graves' first absence from the company on SmackDown, where Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett took over after Michael Cole and Pat McAfee moved to Raw. So supposedly he's upset about it. Took to Twitter. This feels like a little bit of a work, but they're doing a real good job of it now because apparently Corey Graves deleted those tweets. Now, if this was 100% shoot, if my thing would be, um, to me, I didn't like uh, Corey Graves. I think had a lot of potential to be a good play-by-play guy. Uh, he's pretty well spoken and stuff like that. Uh, no, definitely knows the moves and stuff like that. Sometimes when you're trying to be that heel, when he was being that heel or had those heel moments in the heel color commentator, just sounded phony. Just didn't sound right. Basically, he's trying to be Jesse Ventura or Roddy Piper or Michael Hayes, and didn't didn't sit well. I think if he worked more on trying to be a straight play guy, I think he could have definitely replaced Michael Cole uh, as the main play by play commentator. Or if he was that dissatisfied, I don't know when his contract's up. And this is where, again, talk about AEW. This is where Tony Khan has to be a businessman. Now, I'm not saying it's going to jump up your ratings to 1 million people, but it will definitely improve your product if you just got rid of if you had the opportunity to just get rid of Excalibur, put him on some other show, put him on Ring of Honor. I would watch that anyway. Um, I don't mean nobody's watched it. I technically kind of watched it this past weekend. Uh, more on that later. But and if Corey Graves was, that which I think he would be a better play by play person than Excalibur. Tell tell Excalibur hit the road. Look, hire Corey Graves. Um, I think he would do a hell of a job as a play by play guy. Just when he did that, kind of that heel color commentary thing, this came off as I hate to say fake, but this seemed forced. That's probably a better word for it. But I mean, like I said, this could be all of a work. Supposedly, he's been cleared to get back in the ring if he wanted to. Uh, so, not sure what's going to happen there. If this is a work, I could definitely see it being, but you know, sometimes when you sometimes when commentators try to be characters, stuff like that, it didn't do well with Jr. In the '90s. Yeah, better sock face. Yeah, like I said, if Corey Graves became available, that's where Tony Khan's got to be a businessman now. And I'm not saying it's going to improve your ratings, but it will definitely improve your product. Having Corey Graves do your play-by-play commentary and not Excalibur Sockface. Tony Schiavone, yeah, I think he's not as good as he used to be either. But Corey Graves, keep Taz there as your color play-by-play guy. Taz does a great fucking job doing that. I will say that's one thing I did enjoy. I didn't mention it on my recap show, but that's one thing I did really enjoy about AEW this week was the return of Taz doing play-by-play. Uh, I definitely enjoyed Taz being a play-by-play guy. Um, I mean, everywhere he went, doing when he started in WWE, then went to TNA, and now AEW doing it. Uh, definitely does a good job. Definitely. All right. Speaking of AEW, this past Saturday, me and the boys, went to AEW Collision in Athens, Georgia. Uh, it's called the Akins Ford Arena and Classic Center because it's part of there's a place called the Classic Center. Um, that's they built they built a new arena. I think it seats like 8 to 10,000, depending on what it is. And this is for a live collision uh, program and Ring of Honor taping. Um, Seeing a few Georgia people there. Seeing what's that dude's name? Oh, what is it? Well, the infantry. Carly Bravo. Started out in Georgia and stuff like that. Jimmy Wild, I think I've seen before. Southern Fried, definitely Ro- Rosario Grillo. He uh he works a lot in Southern Fried as well. Seen him in Anarchy a couple times. Um, yeah, Tony Schiavone. Well, yeah, it seems not. You know, I think he's supposed to be like head of talent relations or something like that too. So yeah, just let him do his office deals, and maybe those you know um special interview segments, kind of like Jr. now, or Jim Ross now. Uh, Jim Ross has, yes, we'll say, uh, one of the best top two commentators ever in wrestling, in the history of wrestling. Born Solely, Jim Ross. Lance Russell, but Dave Brown had tied at 3 because they were kind of tied at the hip there. But Lance Russell was real good. Joey Styles. Um, ah, who's that fifth one? I don't think of the fifth one. I think that guy, uh, Joe Tessitore, I think he's definitely got potential to be uh, probably go down one of the best if he keeps at it. But let's see, some of the Ring of Honor stuff we've seen Brady Booker defeat Elijah Drago. Beast Mordos, this was the last match of the night. Beast Mordos defeated Tony Nese. The Infantry defeated Rosario Grillo and Jimmy Wild. Blake Christian defeated Parker Lee. Parker Lee is another guy who does Georgia Independence. Um, Top Flight defeated QT Marshall and Aaron Solo. Let's see, Shane Taylor Promotions and EJ Duca and Lee Thompson defeated the Dark Order with Serpentico and Boulder Bronson. Um, when Lee Moriarty forced Serpentico to tap. I can't pronounce this fucking name. Let's see. Then of course, that's when Collision. Some of these, couple of these matches were before Collision started, and the rest of them, like the Shane Taylor promotions and uh, Beast Mordo's match, were the last two matches after Collision. The rest of the Ring of Honor matches was done before the Collision started. Um, also, I forgot this one. Ring of Honor Women's Television Champion, which was no one that was done after the show. Red Velvet defeated Angelica Bisque, I think her name was. She liked to shake her ass a lot. But anyway, part of the Collision show, we had seen the rated R superstar, Cope, defeated Big Bill. Let's see, Pac defeated Commander. Uh, Commander's pretty pretty interesting to see live. Seeing him walk the ropes and do the flips and stuff like that. Like I said, pretty impressive when you see it live. Um, let's see. Then we got the Outrunners. They were defeated by Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli. Uh, again, the Outrunners. If Billy and Chuck with the Fabulous Ones, Stanley and Steve Kern, uh, bumped uglies with the Outrunners' moms, that's what happened. They their moms must have been rats or something like that, and they banged them, and out came out out came the Outrunners. No, I haven't watched it back yet. Uh, I think I just got way too busy with stuff that I procrastinated about on Saturday to go back and watch it. Um, but yeah, Mariah May, she defeated Holly Cameron. Brody King defeated Trevor Blackwell. Uh, Daniel Garcia defeated Kazuhuri Shibata. And the main event on Collision, Chris Jericho defeated Dax Hartwood. Probably I've seen a lot of people say stuff about it when they watch it on TV. Trust me, it did not look good live either. Uh, well, I mean that's the hard cam area. They never put anybody in the hard cam area. But yeah, there was like I said, a few empty seats in the hard cam area. Trying to remember. I wish I could. Yeah, I think actually didn't we? at the Royal Rumble, the one Chris Jericho, or not Chris Jericho, the one Triple H won, the face Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. Wasn't we sitting at the Hardcam area? I think the Hardcam area was probably a few roads, or the hard camera was actually a few rows above us. But yeah, we said that hard cam, yeah, because got to see everybody pretty much pose. But now whether they do that on purpose or not, who knows? So yeah, I wouldn't say it was a sellout. There was, I mean, it was just pretty much us three on one row. Um, but yeah, that's and again, I think that's why they, because I did look up the Gateway in College Park. Um, mm, when they did a show, a few empty chairs, and Tony explained the bad weather, how some of the roads were unpassable. Mm, maybe in north, if you went more north Georgia, yeah, but I would say that some of those roads were, or no, I mean by North Georgia, I mean like uh, possibly going towards, it's someplace like Blairsville, Georgia, or Dahlonega, Georgia, uh, possibly close to the Tennessee border. Um, that might have some passable roads, but I think everybody, I mean, everybody I talk to, what, as far as fellow employees and stuff like that, um, who live, close to the office, uh, which is probably 30 minutes north from Atlanta. The roads were fine by midday. Um, yes, I watched Dynamite last night, and yes, feel free to watch my Dynamite recap right after this. Um, yeah, I mean, it is pretty sad too because they were in Ohio in a smaller arena, and like I said, I think they're doing smaller arenas, uh, 10,000 max, capacity, 8 to 10,000. I think even the Gateway is about 7 to 10, and depends on what they have there. Um, and like I said, I mean, I know, I guess right now they want to do small arenas. Let me see. I had this all in my, I didn't jot it down in my notes, but I'll let's Google this. So the Gateway, it's called the Gateway. Okay, the Gateway Center Arena at College Park. Uh, what the hell? Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking. So the Gateway Center and College Park, um, the capacity for concerts is 5,000 people. Basketball, it's 3,500. Where's let's see if that any square footage of this. It doesn't say what the square footage corner. Probably go to their site and go to their official site. Hopefully, I don't get bombarded with a bunch of The one thing I did not like about uh the Aikens Ford Arena. They didn't have sliced pizza. That pissed me off. Oh, yep, Wednesday, February 5th, AEW Dynamite. It doesn't tell me. Trying to get square footage of that. So yeah, so maybe they can cram in, some floor seats there. You going? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, because you got the stage. Stage is kind of about the same size as the ring, because you got the stage set up for Dynamite. 5,000 people is what the gateway holds. So maybe a little more than that, probably not much. Um, Let me go to the other one. Where Dynamite or Collision was, and this was pretty new arena. I think it's only been open for a couple months. That's what the one lady said. So let's see. Yeah, capacity 8,500. In round concerts 7,000. In stage concerts and 5,500 for hockey. Um, I need to tell my younger sister, who's a big Bulldog fan, she needs to get us some uh, UGA Bulldog hockey tickets. So yeah, so for Collision, 8,500. So I'm kind of that's capacity. That's how much they could probably hold. Um, Now, yeah, South Arena, I think it holds a bit more. I mean, yes, capacity for Gas South Arena is 13,100. And actually, yes, we have been. WWE has been to Gas South Arena back in 2004 for Armageddon. I was there. Uh, was there for TNA Bound for Glory. So, yeah, basically, the Gateway Center. That's where the WNB. In case you didn't know, yes, Atlanta has a WNBA team, and that's where they play. And not that no for a fact, but apparently they can't even sell that place out. Yeah, I mean it's. I mean when you're hometown world champion, can't even sell out the. Which it was snowing up there. I mean there was. They did show some scenes outside, and there was snow on the ground, but it's Ohio. Shouldn't that be? I mean, or they were able to broadcast it. I'm pretty sure shouldn't people in Ohio be used to that shit. Uh, Georgia, yes, I will admit it probably snows on us every other year, and we don't get that bad. We'll get like a day of it, then yeah, sometimes maybe a day of it, then it's melted by the next afternoon. I think 3 or 4 years ago, we there was a Saturday where it started snowing, and I actually had to work that day. I was working at the Gas South Arena, and as it was extending the Gwinnett Civic and Cultural Center, um, and this is during the pandemic, so it started snowing uh, and sticking and everything. It was cold that day. Uh, but finally, the uh, safety officer for Holder Construction was like, all right, guys, I gotta go home. This is getting too bad. Y'all get out of there. Let's go home. And this was like at 10:30 that morning. So I left there, went to the grocery store. I think I already canceled in. I don't think I had like tickets to see anything or uh Anarchy Wrestling or anything like that was going on that Saturday. I think I was just gonna hang out with friends and I told them it's like yeah, it's snowing right now. I want to pass. I'm just gonna go get some food and head to the house. That's what I did. I went to Publix and just got what I needed. I didn't need much, of course. And heck, by the time I got home, uh, shower, relax, and all that good stuff, the snow was starting to melt. Uh, and by that evening, the snow was. I mean, I think about 5 o'clock, snow was at least 75, 85% gone. Like, damn, I really went out tonight. But, took a pass that night. But yeah, AEW needs some repairing. But I think it's kind of. I think right now it's a good idea to come to these smaller arenas. The 8,000, 5,000 seat arenas right now. Um, get rid of the stage. Give yourself like a more uh grounded, grittier look, and obviously get you some. You got talent there. You got great in ring talent. It's just unfortunately, does anybody you know anybody care about anybody really there? Is there anybody like you know like gosh, can't wait to see this person on there tonight? Not really. Um, I mean, I think Kenny Omega came back and I think they got I don't know how many viewers that tune in maybe on Max, but as far as TBS, I think they drew their usual 670,000 people, 680,000 people, which is right at I think close to average. So I don't know what ratings were last week, uh, or maybe the week before last when um, uh, Kenny Omega came out. They advertised Kenny Omega's coming back. I guess everybody knew he's going to be um, just announcing something. And of course, this last night was Kenny Omega's first time in or first time wrestling on AEW television in how long, and it didn't really pop anything. Uh, I kind of made my opinions clear about Powerhouse Hobbs. Um, hopefully, I didn't. You know, hopefully the another title match loss doesn't hurt him that bad. Uh, like I said, he's got the tools to look. Like I said, he's not going to give you 5-star matches, but he give you good enough matches. He looks like a star, big son bitch. Um, he seems like he's got a little charisma about him. So who cares about a 5-star match when you putting uh, butts in seats? It's about drawing and making money. It's about and that's that's the only thing too. I always kind of wonder about. I mean, I kind of understand that people there's nothing really on as far as a TV product for anybody to want to watch and grasp. Because, like I said, I mean, they might have a feud here and there that might draw a little bit of interest, but then it's like, who cares? But nothing to really sink your teeth into. Um, so I can understand the whole viewership part, but the arena, the draw of, I mean, as far as a live product, they do very good. They do have a good live product. So, in my opinion, there's no reason for fans not to want to attend. Because, like I said, it's a you know, it's a pretty good live product. It's a very good live product. Commander, watching him live in a match, doing the flips and stuff, looks great. Commander character on TV, nobody cares. Who cares? He's your Ring of Honor television champion. And I had a little criticism. Was driving down the road and I talked about it. It's like, why is your Ring of Honor television champion on AEW Dynamite to do a tap out loss to an AEW talent? Shouldn't and you're filming filming Ring of Honor. Why wasn't Commander defending his television championship on the TV taping of Ring of Honor? Wouldn't that make sense? Uh, I mean, you had your women's television champion defend her championship. Um, Heck, I mean, you didn't have, and you had your Ring of Honor heavyweight champion. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I guess he got the win over Dax Harwood, but why wasn't your Ring of Honor champion wrestling on somebody on your Ring of Honor television? Makes no sense whatsoever. To me, it don't. If it makes sense to you, fine. And yes, I get it. He owns both of them. Blah blah blah. And yes, every now and then they'll throw an NXT person on Raw or SmackDown, but uh, usually that's when maybe they're uh, bring them on there to kind of test it out, possibly bringing that talent, elevating that talent. But it's not like it's the NXT champion to come out and do a tap out squash job to an AEW talent, which it really wasn't squash, but still, you know, Commander wasn't going to defeat Pac, who's in your main event group. But some of that stuff, they somebody needs to go in there and really fix that situation. Um, Tony Khan's not a booker. Get you I mean, you got people who work for you backstage. I mean, I don't know what kind of a booker he'll be, Scotty Riggs. But you got Scotty Riggs back there now. You got Dustin Rhodes back there. Um, you got Jerry Lynn. I think still works for him. Got Christopher Daniel. I mean, Chris or Jerry Lynn. He's worked for ECW. He should know how to. Uh, I mean, he's worked under Paul Heyman. You would figure he probably might have learned something from Paul Heyman. Christopher Daniels. He's worked for a national TV product, TNA. Even though TNA was, I don't think TNA did stuff this bad. Um, but at least Christopher Daniels was kind of can look at what they did wrong in TNA and why he's in AEW. Be like, okay, this was wrong. This is wrong. This should be right, and right the ship. But I don't know what kind of creative person Christopher Daniels is or was or is. Uh, I know for himself, he had a hell of a character. But other than that, that's it. Anyway, yep, folks, it's getting by that time. I need to uh call it a night tonight. Gonna get some stuff packed up. Get to go home tomorrow. Yes, we will have Wrestling Gold Friday night. Actually, I need to kind of set that up too before uh I officially call it a night and go night night. But appreciate everybody in the chat. If you didn't watch this live, and uh, shoot some comments to me. Appreciate you doing that. If you do watch this on the replay, appreciate you watching. Uh, appreciate everybody who watched this live. Even though I went on a rant, like I said, don't don't really like talking about politics or anything like that, especially when I want to talk about wrestling. Um, because I'm just, I mean, yes, I pay attention, I care, I vote, and um, but I mean, I talk politics with my friends, but to be out here to talk politics on YouTube, you got plenty of other people who can do that. And kind of like, wrestling, I'm pretty sure you got plenty of older pros and stuff like that that can do that. I'm just a fan giving my opinions. Hopefully, hopefully, some of you people like to come along for the ride. And this is what's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be sit here, have fun, talking about wrestling. But gosh, some things in the world is so freaking stupid. But anyway, like I said, uh, see you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully, check out uh, Wrestling Gold Friday night. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, don't give AEW. Don't give AWA much love here. So I think we're gonna find us some AWA show to watch. Check it out for a bit. Share some memories. So if you're a AWA fan from back in the day, come along. We'll do a watch along product. Talk about the history, chit chat. Talk about the good old days of professional wrestling tomorrow night. So folks, have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where Ronald Ray discusses